Hey, Karen, you were telling me about the psychological needs that impact the success of project and personal happiness. Can you share a little more on that?
Yeah, sure. So there's been a lot of studies over the past several decades, maybe even up to 50 years, that have shown that that all humans, and we're born with these things, these psychological needs, that if we can meet these needs, it will help people to become more productive, they'll become more satisfied, and they will have some positive motivation to actually work alongside you with your projects and to make them better. So the three of those things are relatedness, autonomy, and competence. And so what really goes into that is, with relatedness, it's really about having people connect to the purpose of the work that they're doing and connecting with the people around them who are working alongside. And having that deeper connection and relatedness really helps them to engage a lot more and work together. On the autonomy side, we're thinking about how we can enable our employees to actually take control of the work that they're doing and own it, and they have a choice of actually being there and participating. So the more that we can actually get people or give people that freedom to actually work on these things in their own way, the more that we are meeting these needs for autonomy. And then competence is really that it's not focused on the development of one skill set and mastering that. It's really about continuous learning and growth in our entire lives. So the more that we can introduce different thinking strategies and new techniques for people to try out and learn, to collaborate with each other and learn from each other, all of that contributes to competence. And the key thing is that you want to try and meet all three of these needs, because they all work hand in hand together. And if you do actually meet all of that, you do increase that positive motivation, the productivity of the team as a whole, and the happiness of those employees. They really want to come and work for you. They want to do a good job. So that's essentially it.
Very cool. Actually, you know, when you share that, I noticed something. If I use the acronym, go upside down, reverse it, competence, autonomy, and relatedness, that's CAR. And then the bottom, I'm going to keep the line motivation, productivity, and happiness. That's miles per hour, MPH.
Haha, nice. That's nice. I like that. I'm going to have to remember that. Perfect.
Can you, I really love these principles. Can you think of a quick example of how this has worked in somewhere you've worked with, or some example, someone that you work with to make this happen, that you saw these areas come together?
Yeah, I mean, when you're on a project and you're really just starting to engage on that challenge that you need to address through that project, when you can work in an environment where you throw the challenge out to your team and give them a reason why it's so critical and understand it well enough so that they can all find a relation to that project. If you start off your projects in this way, you give that relatedness aspect. Now, engaging these people to actually work together and bounce ideas off each other and find that ultimate solution that will meet all of the different objectives it may have, this is where you really introduce all of that autonomy and competence together.
A lot of the projects that I work on, there are hundreds of millions of dollars involved or billions of dollars involved. Can you think of an example where some of the projects you've worked on, there are a lot of really what I call fourth level benefits, a lot of huge benefits that the company needed to gain, and these areas really help to make that happen, where without it, they couldn't have done it?
Yeah, one example in particular, there were some environmental challenges associated with a piece of infrastructure that we needed to manage. And you know, up until then, we'd just been actually just managing it and taking care of things in a reactive sort of way. And that was sort of working, but it was taking a lot of time and effort for people to do that. And the situation was getting worse. And the regulators were coming back and saying they wanted to see some more actions on it and do something different. and it would have impacted the license of that operating facility. So they would have either had some penalties, or they even had, the ultimate would be taking that license away if the regulators didn't agree with that. So, you know, solving one of these challenges, we actually sat down and figured out a bunch of different things we could do to actually prevent the thing that was causing these actual environmental problems. And by addressing that, then we could then just start to mitigate what had been done and finish the solution. So the ultimate outcome was that we saved a whole bunch of time and effort on an operational daily basis, and we avoided massive environmental cleanup in the end, which, you know, obviously would have cost a lot of money in that run. So really great solutions, and these were things that we could just implement within the operational process. So it was really great wins.